Facebook has announced that former President Trump's suspension ban thing from the social media platform will remain for at least 2 years. This ban was initially handed down in the wake of the January Capitol riots, and we're here to clear up some things about it. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. No, that way. Hit the subscribe button over there, drop a like, comment, and let's get going. Right, so here's what's going on. Back in January, in response to the Capitol riots, Facebook decided that it was taking President Trump's megaphone away, or at least one of his megaphones away. Facebook banned President Trump permanently from its platform at that time. The decision by Facebook has since been reviewed by the Oversight Board, which is this mostly independent, quasi-regulatory thing that Facebook has created for itself to review its decisions. Well, that oversight board has come back and approved Facebook's ban of President Trump, now former President Trump, several times. A couple of days ago, they said that the ban would remain in place for, quote, at least 2 years. Now, there's a couple things that are notable about that, right? Previously, the ban had been described as being permanent, like this is for all time, you're never getting back on Facebook, ever. Well, they've now opened that door a little bit. They've said, hey, look, this is at least 2 years, so maybe after 2 years we'll revisit that decision. Well, okay, so that's a little bit of a change. The second thing that's interesting about this is that 2 years is after the midterm elections. So he has had his megaphone taken away until at least after the midterms, but they have left the door open for like maybe another presidential run in 2024. So depending on what you think about former President Trump, that could be a really good thing or a really bad thing. So that's all well and good, but you might ask yourself, why on earth is an attorney telling me about this other than just bringing me the news? Which, news is important, but that's a great question. So the reason that I'm going to tell you about this is to correct a misconception, urban rumor, myth, if you like, that I have seen spread in many places around the far corners of the internet, which is that Facebook's banning of Donald Trump from its platform violates the First Amendment. Is that the case? Does Facebook's banning of Donald Trump violate his rights? The answer to this is no. And to get to the bottom of this, I'm going to read the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Now, there are a couple things to note about this. Number one, that the First Amendment, by its terms, is limited to Congress, which has also been incorporated against the states through the 14th Amendment in some ways. Not the point of this discussion. Secondly, it's only limited to laws. So a private company making content moderation decisions on its own is outside of the scope of the First Amendment in two different ways. So the First Amendment really does not apply to Facebook and really does not apply to its decisions on who is on or off of its platform. The removal of Donald Trump, depending on how things shake out, who knows whether that's a good business decision for Facebook. I suppose time will tell. It is certainly not a violation of the First Amendment. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Tell your friends the First Amendment only applies to the government and to laws. It does not apply to private corporations and private companies. Facebook can ban whoever it wants. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.